Welcome back, everybody, to SuperJump 2, powered by Inkling Performance Labs. My name is Nine Whole Grains, and I have to say, Milana and Barry really talked us up here in this commentary booth, and frankly, we will do nothing but disappoint you. But I'm here with Austy La Vista, the Multiverse's Maestro. Austy, are you ready to bring us home today?
I am so ready, but why are you calling us a disappointment, bro? Like we're gonna do a good job. This, I hope so. Anyways, we're gonna be jumping into loser semis, man. Top 4 of IPLs. Got SuperJump 2, baby. Tons of money on the line, man. We got Jackpot facing off against Ice Cube. Kind of not what we expected to see in loser semis, right?
No, I would say if you had a lot of people sticking with this monetary theme, put their money down on who would have made top 4 here, you would certainly have had a lot of people say that either 4 tickets to victory or FT win would be here. Of course, that is not the case. Jackpot defeating 4 tickets to victory 2-0, and Ice Cube, as you all just saw, with a great 2-1 set win over FT win. But here we are. These are players I know a lot of people who are watching this stream are familiar with. These are certainly no strangers to this stage. And to see them duke it out here in loser semifinals is going to be great. One more time, sticking with that monetary theme, though, do not forget that you can hit !donate to continue to donate to the cause here. Some of it going to the prize pool, some of it going to IPL themselves, the incredible production team that has worked behind the scenes to make this happen for everybody. And I've heard that maybe even a crumb of it might go to JPEG and to feed him. But, Austy, I hear that chime, and I think that means it's time.
It's game time, 9. You know all about it, man. So we got Jackpot over here representing them. We got Leafy, Duck-Hugh, Jared, and Legend facing off against Brian, Gray, Kyver, and Genobito. Starting off with, of course, Splat Zones.
Oh, Splat. I mean, we knew this was going to happen, and already taking a look at these two team comps, you've got some stark differences. On one side, Gray and Brian going with a double backline composition here. Of course, Gray going to be pumping out as many of those Tenta missiles as possible with that Vanilla Jet Squelch, with the darling of the current meta. But Brian, who is known by many people as one of the best backliners to ever grace this game, bringing out the Explosher here. This is a weapon that he has truly fallen in love with towards the back half of Splatoon 2's life cycle, and will certainly show you why. But on the other side, Jackpot, a team that has always found good results, but as of late, Austy, they've just continued to make the climb as they get up to a great start here.
Yeah, they actually had a pretty good start right out the gate. Right? Already taking the lead, 80 points remaining, just like taking all of that center grain. But now we got some missiles coming in from Gray to just try to like help them with their push. You're gonna see Starburst start to make their, not Starburst, Ice Cube gonna start to make their push towards center screen, trying to take that control. That's the name of the game, to try to build up those specials. Leafy trying to fight against Brian's gonna go down in a splat 3v3 here, and still Ice Cube's gonna hold on to that zone.
Yeah, it was a really interesting sequence there. You saw, as we so often see on Starfish main stage, both teams kind of send somebody around to flank and try to disrupt the opponent's counter push back in, but there were enough specials that were had from both sides there that they were really able to kind of mess it up a little bit, and we did see at least a little bit of penalty applied, and again, still kind of a scramble situation. There hasn't been solid footing found here from Ice Cube, although as I say that now, they finally have 3 people up. Obito is going to try to start a flank here to maybe push this a little further. In the process, though, giving up the zone once again.
Already getting a splat, but you know, maybe we take those trades, having ourselves a 3v3 situation again. Duck-Hugh looking for some answers here. Got missiles, gonna probably force him to get back, but has the armor ready to go to try to help them with the push of their own, taking over that zone. They've taken the control away, and now they are back in control here. Jackpot putting up quite a great fight here against Ice Cube.
Yeah, and one of the, I think, frustrating things about this type of comp here, if you are Ice Cube, that they're running here is there's not a lot of direct oomph for their punch, of course. Everyone knows that the Explosher, if it is able to get both pieces of its arcing shot on you, can do a pretty significant amount of damage, but it's not quite the same as what an indirect for the Blaster can do, at least from a consistency factor. So the fact that Q and Brian have gone with such different approaches here, I think, is kind of lending itself. It does seem like when Jackpot gets their counter hits here, they're able to immediately push forward, although certainly some of that may come down to play style, as we see Legend and Kiver just hitting the map here against each other, trying to duck and dodge with the same weapon, but it does look like the members of Ice Cube are going to be able to respawn in and maybe extend this a little bit. Appears to be not the case.
Dude, it was definitely looking like a 1v1 there for a second, which is crazy because you saw a lot of Jackpot's members being down on the ground with the splats, so it's just kind of weird that they actually end up losing the spot. Have another tray open, just trying to go for that flank yet again, but gets caught one more time. Jackpot's going to be back in the lead here, taking that center stage, and Leafy's going to be pushing forward, trying to keep them back. Gets a splat on Brian. Hold on a sec, forcing them to push back even further and further so they can get even more points for the center. But finally, missiles, specials coming out from Ice Cube's going to have to force Jackpot to just back up just a little bit.
And this kind of goes into what I was talking about earlier, where this double backline comp, if 3 members of Jackpot opt to move forward, there really isn't a great answer for it. You see Brian trying to get rid of Legend, or Jared rather, now kind of has to shoot at the zone. Try to slow it down a little bit. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. That is game.
That was such a big moment. You saw the double splat happen right there at the end. That's pretty much just securing Jackpot's victory for this game. And guys, you got to remember, this is only a best 2 of 3. Like, there's not much time to try to like get some adaptation here. So Dice Cube's gonna have to put their thinking caps on here and try to think of what they're gonna bring here for map number 2. I know lately today we've seen a lot of tower control counter picks, a lot of splat, a lot of one thing that we saw was Clam Blitz, bro. I couldn't believe that we saw Clam Blitz in the last set. Like, I saw that on Piranha Pits. We saw that again, and just, dude, all the time, man. I can't believe we'd be going for Clam Blitz counter picks. I love Clam Blitz, and I don't know about you. I love seeing that mode. I love playing that mode when I can talk to my teammates.
I'm not letting that Piranha Plant bit slip there, because at this point I think you're doing it on purpose. You've done this every time we it was it's fine.
Listen,
take a look at the wonderful stats that we have here on the screen, and you can see specials used per minute. Gray, Kiver, Brian, and Obito pacing kind of behind. I know Gray is really putting in a lot of work there at the top of that marker there, but you can see that .Q, Jared, and Legend all well over that 1 threshold. And I really do think that in that game there were, I won't even call them decisive moments. It just seemed like when Kiver or Obito went down, or when they sent one of them around to flank and the other one went down, the members of Jackpot with their shorter range comp were able to go forward and push after either Gray or Brian, and they could pick one. And there's not really anything that I would say a vanilla Jet Squelcher by itself can do if it's in a 1v2, right? You push forward, you bump them off their spot. The worst they do is fire missiles, and that holds them still, and they aren't painting at that point. So I think that I understand the rationale with why you would try to go with that on a Starfish main stage, but I think the dominating prevalent thought behind the current meta in Splatoon 2, right, is versatility. And we talked about this. You need to be able to, at a moment's notice, chase somebody down, push forward, neutralize a little bit of zone to build your special, but then go forward. And the more times you have to have a perfect setup for your comp to work, the more difficult it's going to be in the long run.
Yeah, also just playing safe, playing patient, waiting for the correct moment to hold forward and go in there. I feel like sometimes it just goes to a detriment for some teams, because sometimes they just don't want to be able to get into the fight as fast as they could be. But, you know, you just got to play safe. Staying alive is so important in this game. Like, I know that people want to get in there. They want to scrap. They want to get some splats going. They want to prove that they're the one-on-one god. But the thing is, staying alive is much more important, and just trying to like find those those key moments to push in. Also, I think the most decisive moment of that game is that Jared had 15 booyahs. I think that's actually what pushed Ice Cube over the edge.
The discrepancy between the two of them, I think, is the really, or maybe not the two of them, but Jared and everybody else on Jackpot. I get it, you know, you pop into your booyah bomb, and you know, of course, you're going to be the first one who has the opportunity to booyah, because you know exactly when you're going to booyah. But we'll see if the other members of Jackpot are able to figure something out. But
all I'm saying is that Kyver has disappointed me.
Oh,
they got the zero booyahs, man. Like, come on,
yeah.
I at least one. Give me one, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure Kiver will come back to that eventually if they do opt to do that. Maybe they'll run a double Kensa 52 gal at some point. Now we can see a little bit of there. But as we're waiting for the teams to remake the lobby here, one thing I do want to call out that's kind of intriguing here, and that's surprising me a little bit. Jackpot has not lost a game since losers round 4, where they lost to Squidding Good, which is, you know, not a bad team by any means, another strong European squad, but then to go on the run they've gone on, 2-0 after 2-0 after 2-0 against top quality opponents. And already coming here, it's a 2-0 versus Britain Deluxe Edition. 4 tickets to victory, they got a 2-0. I mean, and they're again on the verge of getting another victory here against Ice Cube, another top team. But we can finally stop stalling here, because we can tell the good folks that we will be moving to Austy. We're seeing this again. Clam Blitz, Piranha Pit.
Bro, we got those treadmills back on deck. You know, when I first started playing Splatoon 2, this is one of the first maps I remembered very vividly, because I could just get stuck on those conveyor belts, and it's so, like, if you got missiles coming towards you, it becomes so difficult. But I'm sure these players here that are sitting here in top 4 know how to play around a little bit better than I, so let's jump into it. So the name of this game is trying to collect as many clams as you can, so you can turn it into the power clams after 10, throw it into the hoop, and get some points, but they're scattered all over the place, 9.
Yeah, and the reason that they would pick this and why they chose this as their counterpick against FT Win in that last great set that we saw was they had such a great command of the map in its entirety here. Controlling this much space is not easy to do, and typically if you're a team that's able to do this, it's because you are you're very capable at identifying exactly when you need to move forward, when you need to push in, and where you can take. What part of the map is relevant at this exact moment. That's that awareness that we talk so much about. And, you know, a solid opening score here. This isn't maybe as big as they had hoped, but, you know, a lot of people will compare this to Turf War in the sense that you do have to find ways to have presence all over the map at all times, which is not so easy as it turns out.
Yeah, compared to the likes of like Splat Zone or Tower Control, where it's like you pretty much just want to go to that one specific area. Like you said, you want to be all over this map, and it's all about kind of coordinating with your team, like who's going to be covering what, as well as kind of traveling together for right at the perfect moment to break the barrier. Already so many points. That was 77 clams scored in one go. They were in sync right there, 9. They got everything on board, and that is one hefty lead.
Yeah, they got that pity claim, and actually this isn't done yet. That's another delayed wipe right here. If they're able to put more together, this push might continue, but there was a lot of effort that was put in by Ice Cube just to try to get in his leaf. He gets an incredible single shot, had to hit for that clean of fall off here. And the threat is still not done. You can see off in the corner, someone is finally able to build it. Leafy's able to put more damage on. Jared throwing in another Booyah Bomb here. They have enough clams to almost end this game. .Q gonna toss him in. How's about another here? I don't think they're gonna be able to retreat back and grab any more. Although if they get some more picks, they might be able to do that.
Bro, all they need is 4 more clams to be able to finish this off. Jared still with the work. Just one clam. One. Where is it? They're trying to push for it. They get it in. Oh my God. Jackpot just shutting this set down, completely annihilating Ice Cube. Moving on into losers finals already. They are on a tear today, 9.
I don't know that I've ever seen a team the quality of Ice Cube, which has such prevalent fighters and such strong fighters, go down 3 consecutive times in a full wipe. I mean, I know the name of the game tends to be don't panic, don't dive in, but Piranha Pit is a map where the opponent knows exactly where you're coming from when you're coming out of spawn. And unlike in some of the other modes, when you can take advantage of that and simply, you know, set up, pick one side and push in from there, if you want to stop the opponent from scoring, there's really only one spot you can go to, and that is by your basket. So, I mean, for them to dive in that many times, and for the members of Jackpot to be able to swarm around as they did, that is incredible. And I know a lot of Jackpot's games have been off screen, but if you needed to know how they managed to get the victories over the top quality teams they did, I think you just got a nice display right there.
9, we were talking off stream a little bit before we came on about how Cinderella stories don't really happen in Splatoon. Not saying that Jackpot's by any means not a high-ranked team, but this is not a team that people thought was going to be facing off against Starburst in losers finals, correct?
I would say that there were there were quite a few people who might have had them in like a top 4, but a top 3 getting victories over the teams that they did to get here. The path is certainly an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, they beat 4 tickets to victory 2-0, Ice Cube 2-0, like they you know,
I will add.
They're dominant victories. Maybe it was close though, but the victory be showing that it's a 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Literally, like, since like the beginning of top 8.
Well, you know, Jackpot, as we kind of again stall out a little bit here for the teams to get reset into the lobby, one of the things that Jackpot, I think, and they've always reminded me of this, some of the members come from a team that was formerly known as Sayonara, and they were another really, really strong North American and European squad. And they were always described as a team where you were always fighting 2 of them. And that's, of course, you know, great. What a great quote here. Put that one in the yearbook. But it shows that they were one of the teams that really figured out the idea of swarming and how to bait and how to make it look like you're fighting one person. They go around a corner and another one's there too.